Hola a todos, gente de YouTube. Sean bienvenidos a la parte número 43 de Juguemos al Persona 4 Golden. En la parte pasada, Nanako falleció. Todo por culpa de Namatame. Tengo tantas ganas de lanzar a este imbécil. Pero hay algo que no me cuadra. Hay algo que no me cuadra en todo este asunto.
We don't have time to wait. If we don't do this now, the cops will come back. What are you trying to say?
Hay algo que no me encaja, Yosuke.
Something we don't know. What don't we know?
Sus verdaderos sentimientos. Algo que dijo la sombra no tiene sentido.
But we just heard the guy's true feelings on TV. What didn't you understand?
Que algo no encaja.
Well, what is it? I already told you there's no time to waste. Are you even getting at something here, or are you just stalling?
Nos falta algo.
Missing? Like what exactly? Damn it, I've heard enough of this bullshit. Give me a straight answer. Are we doing this or not? That's all I give a damn about right now.
Cálmate ya, maldita sea.
He's right. Let's all calm down for a second.
I'm perfectly calm.
Hey, what did you mean by we're missing something?
What's there to miss with a sick bastard like him?
Hey, let's all take a deep breath. After what happened to Nanako-chan and seeing Dojima-san, we're not thinking straight right now.
Sí.
Fine.
Todos respiraron profundamente. Parece que todos recuperaron la compostura.
You're right. We should calm down and think rationally about this. I realize now that we've heard almost nothing from Namatame's perspective. There's no denying that this man brought great harm to Nanako-chan. But other than that point, the rest comes from our assumptions based on watching the Midnight Channel a moment ago. I won't deny that we were blinded by the heat of the moment, trying to impute all responsibility to him rashly.
But, yeah, the guy's not saying anything. Whatever reason he had, there's no doubt about the fact that he'd been throwing people inside the TV. It was him who put Senpai through that misery. How can we possibly understand someone who says killing people is the same as saving them?
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
Tiene razón, Naoto.
Truthfully, not all the hitches that were nagging at me have been answered yet. We'll have to see what he can tell us about them. Though it appears he's in no condition to do so at the moment.
Ay, cara, que dejarlo después.
Dealing with him right now might not solve all the things that are bothering us. Damn it. But you better remember this. I'll do everything I can to stop him from repeating what he's done. Anytime, anywhere, anything. Jeez, how the hell can you stay so calm, man? Then again, that's why you're our leader.
Ese es el poder del papi. El poder del papi no
Alright.
siempre son cosas
Let's go
buenas.
ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. All right, I'm convinced.
Thank you. I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
We all know how you feel, Yosuke. Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. And thanks.
El equipo de investigación está cada vez más cerca de la verdad. Parece que irás con tus amigos a resolver otro misterio. Máximo, el equipo de investigación. Tú eres yo soy tú. Has establecido un vínculo genuino. Tus hijos que verán tus ojos para ver la verdad. Te dudamos la capacidad de crear a Loki, el arcano más poderoso del mundo. Pero eso no es todo. Siento que ya no estamos a la misma. ¿Sí? Les mentí. Este es el último social link. Tú eres yo y yo soy tú. Has establecido un nuevo vínculo. Te acercas a la verdad. Has establecido a crear personas del arcano del juicio. Ese es el último cabo. El equipo de investigación.
Hey, you guys? What are you doing? You can't be in here.
Bueno.
Oh, crap!
Estamos hablando del PAM. Sí, eso, PAM.
We were keeping an eye on the suspect. The police officers outside seemed to have their hands full helping Dojima-san. If Namatame were to escape, it would be a disaster for the police's reputation. And their trust in you, Adachi-san.
Oh, I see. We'll tighten security from now on, and I'll arrange for him to be transported out as soon as possible. So, if you guys can keep quiet about being in here, I'd really appreciate it.
Está bien, Adachi.
How is he, Doctor? He seemed to be extremely agitated a moment ago.
He seems fine for now, but he really needs his rest. Outside, everyone. Doctor's orders.
Understood.
We should go too. Let's get back to Nanako-chan's room.
Nanako. Realmente fue la decisión correcta.
So what's this thing we're missing, huh?
To tell the truth, there's something that's bothering me too. Why did he start killing people in the first
No
place?
tiene motivo.
Well, he said himself it was to save them, right? So he killed his lover in order to save her and kept going?
The police speculated the first murder was related to the affair, so they called in Namatame for questioning. But everything in his testimony and his bearing, no matter what they looked at, they found nothing suspicious. If he truly is twisted enough to believe that murder is a means of saving people, I think that would have shown through.
Maybe he faked it real well. Or maybe he started out with a normal motive and got a taste for killing after the first time.
No tiene sentido.
If that were the case, his motive for killing that announcer would be even more inexplicable. Namatame and his wife were separated at the time. Both Misuzu Hiragi and himself testified that she had discarded him. Hiragi also knew about Yamano beforehand, and Namatame was shocked to hear of Yamano's death. Their relationship was known and was not strained to the point of murder. There's simply no motive in the affair angle. The police invested a great deal of effort into investigating this point. Therefore, we have no convincing motive for Namatame to kill Mayumi Yamano, although her name was written in Namatame's own diary.
His reason for killing her.
It's still possible that he was crazy to begin with and no one realized, right?
I don't really get any of this.
Yo tampoco, la verdad.
Oh, this is so confusing!
No tiene ni pies ni cabeza, nada, la verdad.
Hey, we could hear you in there. This is a hospital. Maybe you should quiet down a little.
Oh, there you are, all of you.
¿Ah?
Please come with me immediately.
Huh? What's going on?
What are you waiting for? Hurry, go!
Sí, Adachi tiene razón. Será mejor ir de una vez. ¿Teddy?
Where am I? Is this Teddy's world? This doesn't quite feel like it, though. I remember being at the hospital. That's right, Nana-chan. I couldn't do anything. Why do I even exist? I couldn't keep my promise. I lost my reason to be there. That's it. I remember now. So, it was true. Guys!
Teddy.
Sensei, what should I do?
Oh, there they are. Nanako-chan came around.
¿Qué?
Huh? What did you just say?
¿Está viva?
Nanako-chan's alive?
Are you serious?
It's very rare to be resuscitated after one's heart and lungs fail, but it does happen. But until I know why she collapsed in the first place, I can't say for sure how well she'll recover from here on.
Nanako.
Still, Nanako-chan's a fighter, and she's trying desperately to stay alive.
So this isn't a joke? You're actually telling the truth?
Nanako-chan.
Oh my god.
This is amazing!
Miracles do happen.
Sí.
I'm so glad.
No, estoy sin alientos.
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Come on. Stop crying, you two.
Nanako está
You
viva.
all should go home for the night. I'll speak with Dojima-san tomorrow about Nanako-chan's treatment. It's rather chilly outside. If it starts snowing, be careful not to catch a cold.
No tiene sentido.
Wait a second, where's Teddy?
Es
I
verdad.
noticed he didn't come with us when we went to Namatame's room.
You're right. That's weird. I figured he wouldn't move from Nanako-chan's side.
Teddy.
No me digas que Teddy se
Where did you
sacrificó.
go?
Se sacrificó
he
por
has a cell
Nanako.
with him. Wait, I shouldn't use mine inside the hospital. I'll try calling him up once we're outside.
Bueno, hicimos la decisión correcta. Para que no sepan, esto va camino al buen final. Deberás esperar y confiar en que se recuperará.
Oh, there you are.
Ah, Adachi.
I forgot to tell you. Don't pull that again, okay? You can't just meet with the suspect like that. Anyway, I came to give you an update on Dojima-san. His wounds opened up a little, but he's treated now and he's fast asleep.
Gracias, Adachi.
He'll be all right. Don't worry. Knowing him, by this time tomorrow, he'll be on his feet and yelling at people again. Don't tell him I said that.
Ah, no te preocupes, está bien.
Anyway, I heard Nanako-chan's on the road to recovery again. You guys were being so dramatic that I got really worried. But this is good news. She'll be well again in no time.
Claro que sí.
By the way, you're all alone at the house now, right? Well, enjoy your freedom while you can. Dojima-san and Nanako-chan will be back soon after all.
Me alegra escuchar eso, Adachi. Sientes que Adachi se preocupa por ti. Qué genial. Rango 8 con Adachi.
Well, I better head back. You go home too, before it gets too late. See ya.
Chao, Adachi. Bueno, parece que él la tuvo bastante difícil.
Couldn't save. I couldn't save. Why? Mayumi. And that girl, too. I couldn't save them.
Huh? What's the matter? Feeling guilty all of a sudden? Sheesh.
De hecho, si tiene la fuerza de voluntad, se puede escapar.
I can't reach him.
Me van a matar, pero el teléfono de Josuke es un Among Us.
We took a quick look around the hospital, but there's no sign of him. I wonder where he went.
¡Es un sus! Y empezó a nevar.
Oh, it's snow.
Hey, you're right. Wow, it's been a while since I last saw real snow. It doesn't look that pretty, though, because of this fog.
I guess this makes it the first snow of the year. It's freezing. Let's go home. Hey, Yosuke, if you find Teddy, don't forget to contact us, all right?
¿Sí?
I know.
No te olvides contactar al
Let's meet up at the
Teddy.
special headquarters tomorrow.
Y bueno, cada quien para su casa.
Man, that Ted. I hope he just went back home by himself. He's probably fine. But I'll hurry home just in case. Well, see you tomorrow.
Está bien. Esto ni Animation, allá en la habitación del amante, fue realmente la decisión correcta de tener lo que había hecho hasta este punto de suceder. Por ahora, no tienes forma de saberlo. Acabas de recordar que tu teléfono había estado apagado durante el tiempo que estuviste en el hospital. No tienes nuevos mensajes. Deberías volver a tu casa antes de pescar un resfriado. Hicimos la decisión correcta. Yo creo que a este punto habrán visto y voy a hacer los finales malos. La verdad. Vamos a cosechar los vegetales. Y de hecho no voy a cosechar ningún vegetal hasta donde pueda porque va a empezar a nevar. Pero... vamos a construir maíz, da igual. Pero sí, hicimos la decisión correcta. Podría parar el video hasta aquí, pero viene más cinemática. Lo mejor que puedo hacer es descansar. Ah, Igor. Margaret, Marie. Ese es...
Welcome. It's been quite some time.
La verdad es que sí. Parece que ha sido convocado a la Velvet Room.
Do not be alarmed. You are fast asleep in the real world. I have summoned you within
Me
your
trae
dreams.
nostalgia porque no me convocas
Now
desde la parte que...
Your journey has taken you quite a distance thus far. Do you believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery?
Lo intentaré. Puedo hacerlo.
Splendid! The precise destination of this vehicle, that too is getting rather hard to judge. If we continue driving blindly, we may end up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach. Well, why don't we take a moment to look back on your journey? It was for that purpose that I summoned you here tonight. Margaret?
¿Margaret? ¡Ah! ¿Qué clase de botella es esta?
What's right? What you should choose to do in life. The answers to those things lie within you.
Sayoko.
I'm going to think about my life and set my own path.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
Es verdad.
All right, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on. We've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
Son mis amigos.
And it seems you have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
¿Ah? Parece que el auto se detuvo.
We'll be parked for the moment while I confirm our current heading.
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently. Some travel fast. Some change their course, experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
No entiendo, sigo sin entender la mayoría de cosas que ustedes dicen.
For contemplation rather than action.
Bueno. ¿Puedes escuchar algo a la distancia? ¡Ay, malditas drogas! 4 de noviembre. Digo, 4 de diciembre. ¡Ay! Al parecer estabas durmiendo profundamente hasta ahora. El timbre está sonando. Deberías abrir la puerta. Ya voy, carajo. ¿No ves que estoy en...? Oh, Yosuke.
Teddy's missing.
Oh.
I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
Me preocupa, la verdad. Primero Nanako y todo esto. No me digas que se habrá sacrificado.
Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side. We're meeting pretty soon, so will you come with me to Juness?
Claro, Yosuke. ¿A dónde habrá ido Teddy? En todo caso, decidiste ir con Yosuke. No hay otra alternativa que podamos hacer. Me da risa porque seguramente estamos hablando del pan. ¿Qué importa el caso de asesinato? ¡Hablemos del pan! Ya tenemos más adeptos.
It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
No te preocupes, Rise.
Ted, don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here.
A tu mente llegó el misterioso sueño que tuviste anoche. Quizás sea un tiempo más apropiado para la complementación para que la acción. Eso es lo que dijo Igor, pero... Muy bien, hay que pensar en esto.
I guess that's all we can do right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now, we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
Es
I've
verdad.
been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
¿A qué te
Let's quickly
refieres?
review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano, the announcer, and Saki-san. From the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
I want to hear you put it like that. Sounds like the dude's guilty.
Sí.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Back up to yesterday.
Pero ¿cómo
Remember when you
coño
said
él entró a la
Namatame didn't have a
televisión?
motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
You lost me.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, what does that actually mean? I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
No. No. No, hay algo más.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
Pero es que
There's
¿cómo lo
something I've been
supo?
wondering about for a while. When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too? Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
Bueno,
You
eso
raise
es
a good point.
muy en
If
punto,
he thinks that
Yukiko.
salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well,
Porque se murió.
maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV.
¿Eh?
Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
Pero tiene sentido, Chie.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right? Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them. Or what? You think someone else was involved? What makes you think so?
La posibilidad de que haya un culpable que no sea Namatame. ¿Existe algo que apunte a esa conclusión? ¡Ah! ¡La carta! ¡La carta con la amenaza!
Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that thing?
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
¿Sí?
Let's review them.
Recuerda la primera carta que dice detén los rescates. Y la segunda decía si no detienes a alguien cercano, alguien desaparecerá.
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kind of odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like don't rescue or kill?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean... Yeah, it's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right? If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first 2 cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
I have a plan, but there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
Bueno, no queda más nada que esperar, aunque tiene sentido, porque las cartas no las escribió Namatame.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah. Understood. I see. Well, you're on the list.
Ah, menos
I can
mal.
give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well.
Sí, soy el
He has
asistente
no
tonto.
identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
Sí, suena muy serio, váyase.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood. Please be careful.
Ya se fue.
I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
Poder del guión.
Wow.
Me da risa que el policía no viera
There's
ninguno de
nothing
estos
much
pendejos que
inside
seguro
that
debe estar escondido detrás de una
suspicious
pared.
object, so he won't be gone long.
All right, then now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
Sí, es nuestra oportunidad.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you.
No suena muy
It's
coherente.
tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case, and to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are, but we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Huh?
Parece que entiendes lo que tratan de decirte. ¿Qué deberías preguntarle? ¿Salvar es matar a la gente?
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Entonces eso confirma eso. ¿Qué deberías preguntarle? ¿A quién tiraste primero?
Huh?
A Yukiko.
Me?
Entonces no tiró ni a la presentadora ni a Saki. ¿Mataste a esas dos chicas? Me lo estimaba.
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process as more individuals
Bueno,
appeared
siempre lo
on the Midnight
rescatamos, así
Channel.
que nunca supo lo que hacía realmente.
It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Entonces Namatame no es el asesino.
Indulge us in a few more questions.
¿Qué deberías preguntarle? ¿Por qué las cartas de advertencia? Eso es lo que más me llama la atención.
What are you talking about?
Entonces no escribió las cartas. ¿Quién mató? ¿Por qué mató a las dos primeras?
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
¿Qué deberías preguntarle? ¿Por qué has entrado a la televisión? ¿Por qué no has entrado, mejor dicho?
I didn't know. I never thought.
it would be that kind of place.
As I thought.
You believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
Sí.
We did blame you for everything at first. But
Fue
now
la
I
ira
think
del
we can
momento.
accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Sí, no tenemos más otra cosa que hacer.
All right.
Puede ser el momento de esperar.
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either.
Me da risa que solo tome la primera cerveza.
Where are you?
Play 2,
She'd been
gente. Play 2.
disgraced on all the afternoon shows and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that.
Entonces,
I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly.
¿quién habrá
in front
empezado
of the
todos esos
TV and
rumores?
watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water.
Entonces tiene el mismo poder que
I
yo.
was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV.
Entonces,
I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead, and not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
el mismo día que yo llegué, Namatame baja la mirada con una expresión de dolor.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again, and I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
Sí.
I remember that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
Exactamente.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store.
Entonces, ya sabía quién era Saki.
After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her and told her to be careful.
Y no hizo caso. Obviamente que un señor de mayor edad te acerque así de la nada.
Night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on, please!
Me imagino que estaba intentando llamar a Saki.
They found her dead. I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life.
Eso es algo un poquito bonito y creepy a la vez.
Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you.
Yukiko.
She'll be kidnapped next. And murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it? The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calm down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it.
Es un pensamiento raro. Pero es que no sabía lo que era.
Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
Bueno, nosotros rescatamos a todos, así que...
I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
No, lo estabas condenando.
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place.
Ese es el verdadero mundo de la
The
TV.
three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was. I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did
Wow,
at
es
Juness?
verdad. Él estaba en...
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did.
Sí,
And
te
you know the
transformaste de una
rest.
cosa loca con el tímulo de la
Came
paz.
to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society. But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero.
No, el papi es aquí, soy yo.
I never doubted what I saw on TV and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
Aún es imperdonable, la verdad.
Yes, I agree.
Secuestraste a varias personas.
I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world? You can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well.
Sí,
Had we
casi
let our
te
emotions blind us
matamos,
to the truth,
literalmente.
we would have piled all the
O eso sí pasó,
responsibility on
quizás en
you.
otra realidad.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people.
Sí, exacto.
The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
What are you all crammed in here for?
No, nada,
My
estamos
apologies.
hablándole
We'll be
del
leaving
PAM. Claro, eso
Wait.
siempre funciona.
I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
Ese es el plan. Gracias al poder del PAM.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first two victims into the TV.
Has tomado otro paso hacia la verdad. Y así vamos al rango 3. Joder con la cinemática, pero es un punto de inflexión en toda la historia.
Get out of here! Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
Ah, bueno, sabes, Japón. Otro lado.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
No digas que se sacrificó.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold
De hecho,
by now?
8 meses.
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on, and you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
Sí, es lo
I
mejor
hope
que
we can
podemos
find
hacer.
out something about Teddy, too.
Mañana todos irán al pueblo a hablar con las personas. Así que es mejor ir temprano y hacer todo eso. Bueno, vamos a ir a descansar y que mañana, lunes 5, se aclare todas las cosas. Hoy es el día que de la escuela, así que tienes que hablar con todo el pueblo para buscar la verdad. Pero bueno, gente, todos vamos a dejar esto hasta acá. Y bueno, realmente les mentí. Quiero hacer un pequeño corte, porque hay ciertas cosas que digamos que me gustaría dejar en un cliffhanger. Va a durar 1 hora el episodio. Y va a durar 1 hora y pico. Pero es necesario para el plot twist que tengo que armar. Así que creo que sigue siendo la parte 42.2. Así que en fin. Si no mostraron la cutscene, no la pude mostrar. Básicamente es con lo que quedamos ayer. Tenemos que investigar y averiguar todo acerca de los asesinatos de la primavera. A todo el mundo. Tenemos que preguntarle a todo el mundo. Y lo primero que yo les recomiendo es que hablen con esta mujer. Vaya, Niebla, es muy oscura y esperanzante, ¿verdad? Tienes una pregunta para mí sobre los asesinatos. Hace rato dijeron que habían capturado a un sospechoso. ¿Salió en el periódico? Qué horrible. No recuerdo haber visto a ninguna otra persona extraña, así que estoy segura de que era culpable. Realmente no, que no había otro sospechoso. Tal vez voy a preguntarle a alguien. Y le preguntó a la misma mujer, ¿recuerdas a alguien sospechoso? Y la gente siempre va a decir, no recuerdo a nadie. Déjame pensar. ¿Qué quieres sobre los asesinatos? No puedo recordar algo de hace tanto tiempo. ¿Recuerdas algún sospechoso? No hay nadie así en este pueblo. Tú eres el chico que se cae con Dojima. ¿Usted? Me pregunto si puedo comprar una máscara de gas. Necesito una. Todo el mundo tiene una. Todo el mundo está entrando en pánico. Está entrando en pánico. Dime, ¿me reconoces? Que yo estoy afuera, estoy en casa. Solo veo las noticias sobre los asesinatos. Pensé quedarme aquí y ver la puesta del sol, por supuesto. Voy a ver la televisión cuando vuelva a casa de todos modos. Aún así no quiero ver la respuesta, gracias al cielo. ¿Tienes una pregunta sobre eso? Vamos, uno más deprimente. Dieron la noticia que el sospechoso había sido capturado. Si eso es todo lo que se ha acabado, ¿no? No creo que vayamos a obtener más respuestas. En este pueblo pequeño, si pudiera ver a sospechoso, había rumores por todas partes. Eso es verdad. O sea, estamos en un pueblo pequeño. Realmente no hay mucho que hacer en este pueblo pequeño. Y si vieran a alguien sospechoso, incluso si matan a alguien, a nadie parece importarle mucho. Pero los rumores se escuchan de sus amigos y la televisión. No nos olvidan fácilmente. ¿Por qué? Han pasado tiempos desde los últimos incidentes. ¿Creen que encontraremos a alguien que todavía lo recuerde? Yo creo que no, la verdad. Mira. Rize. Estaba preguntando por Teddy también, y la verdad me sorprende cuánta gente lo recuerda. Dice, sí, el tipo de traje de oso de Yunes, pero nadie lo ha visto ni ayer ni hoy. Muchos lo quieren, pero ¿a dónde demonios se habrá ido? Oye, escucha esto, Reset me habló. Esto solamente pasó una vez en la vida. Le pedí su autógrafo y le pregunté qué tipo de hombres le interesan. En fin, ¿qué quieres? Estoy seguro de que estás viendo que estoy ocupado, que estoy. ¿Sobre los asesinatos? ¿Ya no habían capturado al culpable? ¿Alguien sospechoso? El único que es sospechoso, excepto tú interrumpiendo mi conversación con Reset. Ok, aquí la gente no va a ayudar. No va a ayudar nada, gente. La verdad es que es algo muy difícil preguntarle a alguien cuando ya la mente está decidida. La mente colectiva ya está decidida de lo que pasó. Información de lo que ocurriría antes de entrar al mundo de televisión. ¿Sabes? Sobre el primer asesinato me pregunto por qué ocurrió. Preguntémonos y recolgamos información juntos. ¿Usted? Yunes, así Yunes fue en que organizó todo. Viejo, esta niebla me hace sentir como si todavía estuviéramos dentro de la televisión. Y bueno, es la niebla de la televisión. Por eso todo el mundo está entrando en pánico colectivo. Recuerda que la primera vez que nosotros entramos al mundo de televisión también nos sentimos pesados. Y no fue por tanto tiempo. ¿Recuerdas algo de ese asesinato? ¿De qué estás hablando? Lo de Saki con Ishii. Todo eso ocurrió la primavera pasada. Vaya, pareciera que fue tanto tiempo ya. En todo caso, quiero recordar algo de hace tanto tiempo. Una persona extraña no creo haber visto ninguna. Bueno, puedo ayudarte. No he visto a nadie. ¿Puedes recordar? Una persona sospechosa, no puedo recordar a nadie. Pues estamos recolectando información y no está funcionando. Mejor vamos a la llanura. La llanura no hay mucha gente que podamos hablar porque algunos son visiones. Esto abuelito tampoco quiere hablar. El único que podamos hablar con esta llanura es esta. La niebla no se aclara, ¿verdad? Es un poco extraño. Mi esposa es de todo negocios. Hablar solo les dice, lo siento. Todo lo que recuerdo es algo que pasó, pero fue hace bastante tiempo y no puedo recordar absolutamente nada. ¿Alguien sospechoso? He visto mucha gente, pero es verdad. O sea, todos comparten esta característica en común. Si viéramos a alguien realmente sospechoso, lo recordaríamos. No, en el campo. Si hubiera alguien extraño paseando, todo el mundo lo sabría enseguida. Entonces, nadie extraño. Eso es muy obvio. O sea, es cierto. Porque si te lo pones a pensar en retrospectiva, no es tanto que la gente sepa o no sobre los asesinatos. Porque, créanme, nosotros, la gente en general, no solamente en el videojuego, sino en muchas personas, suelen hacer vista ciega de las cosas que pasan. Ah, mira, quiero comprar objetos. De hecho, hielo seco, bobina de Tesla, todo eso lo voy a comprar después, pero quiero comprar cuenta resucitadora, no, un hasta luego. Sí, ya estaba casi quedándome sin hasta luego, sí, unos 27 está bien. Listo, es lo único que quería hacer. Momento relleno de este epílogo. Que repito, wow. Por cierto, quiero disculparme si me sentí incómodo en la última parte de lo que acabamos de grabar, pero es que lo que pasa es que me interrumpieron y se quedaron en la habitación y no podía parar de la grabación porque están hable y hable en este juego, así que bueno, una disculpa si me sentí incómodo, pero ya le he hablado a la gran mayoría de gente. Tú eres la última. Puedo ayudarte sobre los asesinatos. El asesinato de la camioneta pasada no recuerdo nada. No parece que vayas a encontrar más información sobre los accidentes de la primavera. ¿Tú, Naoto? Primero debemos regresar en nuestros pasos. ¿Recuerdas? Una persona sospechosa. Ahora que lo menciono, mi amiga estaba diciendo que vio a alguien. Creo que estaba paseando por el distrito comercial. ¿A por qué no le preguntas a ella? ¿Ah, sí? No me digas que es la misma pendeja esta. Ya le acabo de preguntar. Tú eres la copia idéntica de tu amiga. ¿Qué sucede? Ah, alguien te dijo que vio una persona sospechosa. Oh, ya sé. ¿Recuerdas a Saki Konichi, verdad? ¿Sabes? La que murió al inicio de año. Me contó cómo esa persona Namatame se acercó un día y empezó a decir un montón de locuras. Algo sobre la televisión. Me pregunto qué estaba tratando de todo esto. ¿Tu relación con Saki? Ay, no sé. Yo sé lo que estás pensando, pero lo estás malinterpretando. Saki era una buena chica, solo que la gente lo malinterpreta. Debe referirse a aquella vez que Namatame trató de advertir a Saki. Parece que lo de Namatame insinuándosele a Saki fue un malentendido. No parece que vayas a encontrar más información sobre la persona sospechosa. Has reunido toda la información que pudiste. Deberías informarle al grupo. En el restaurante chino haya.
I'm seriously pooped. This stuff's a lot harder when you don't have a badge to flash. I walked around all day and didn't hear anything good.
It was the same for me.
Es un poco
There was
inútil.
absolutely no talk about the case whatsoever, let alone the true culprit.
Ditto for me. Actually, in my case, I kept getting bombarded with questions and couldn't get them onto the main subject at all. The killer must be pretty good to have pulled this off without being seen by anyone in this small town.
What should we do?
No tengo idea.
Well, one steak bowl, please.
Bueno, comer siempre ayuda a las cosas, ¿no,
Then
Chia?
again, I guess we might as well take a break.
Pues sí.
I'll have a crab and egg fried rice.
I'll have roast pork ramen with extra noodles.
Bueno, después de una comida.
Oh, now that our tummies are full, let's share what we learned, even if it wasn't much.
Pues bueno, nadie vio a una persona sospechosa, nadie recuerda de nada.
So, to sum up, there really was no new information. The end?
Exactamente.
The police had an unusually large number of officers in their initial investigation of the first two incidents. To find facts that even they overlooked would be difficult indeed, now that over half a year has passed. There wasn't a single report of suspicious persons being witnessed to begin with. Miss Yamano had ardent fans, whereas Saki-san didn't. But otherwise, the conditions are the same.
You know, every time I tried to ask about the case, everyone ignored me and kept ranting about the damn fog.
Ah, eso es verdad.
Yeah, that or the Midnight Channel. I asked around about Teddy too, but no one's seen him. Gee, I wonder where he could have gone.
¿Dónde se pudo haber metido
Do
Teddy?
you have anything, Naoto? Any new, deductions?
No.
Without any new data to work with, there isn't much I can do. But there must be someone in town who meets all the criteria for this case. The killer must have a connection to both Saki-san and Miss Yamano. as well as be in a position to observe our actions periodically to some extent. Finally, it must be someone who could approach Senpai's house without arousing suspicion.
Sí. Es muy
I need
difícil.
some fresh air before I give it more thought. I'll be outside.
Bueno, no queda de otra, ¿no? Quédate sentado, aquí no ayudarán a pensar nada mejor. Decide salir a tomar un poco de aire fresco. Es lo mejor que podemos hacer en estos momentos. Hola, Naoto. ¿Qué tal la noche?
It's snowing. No wonder it's chilly.
¿Sí?
Ugh, it's freezing out here. Maybe this'll help clear my head and get my deductive muscles flexing. Hey, is it snowing? Too bad the fog's so thick. The snow just gets lost in it.
Es verdad. Parece... Tienes que haber visto algo que está pasando en alto. Es urgente que supere los obstáculos frente a ti. Las pistas necesarias ya deben estar en tus manos.
What's the matter?
Deberías repasar todo lo que sabes una vez más. El culpable tenía algún tipo de conexión con Miyumi Yamano y Saki Konichi. También es muy probable que supiera lo que Namatame estaba haciendo y se quedó a un lado mirando. ¿Quién sabría todas esas cosas? Otra rareza del caso es que casi no hubo testigos. Al parecer, ambas cartas de advertencia fueron enviadas directamente a tu casa, pero nadie vio a nadie sospechoso. Ningún extraño fue visto alrededor de Mayumi o Saki, a pesar de que la policía desplegó una gran cantidad de oficiales para realizar una investigación a fondo. Tiene que haber algo. La persona que parece ser el culpable lo más probable es... Y bueno, con eso cierro el video de hoy. Ahora sí, va a ser el punto clave de la historia de Persona 4. Quiero que me cuenten. El video capaz va a salir mañana, claro. Pero quiero que me cuenten en los comentarios. ¿Quién usted cree que es el asesino? Si han jugado Persona 4, ya sabrán quién es. Pero este es el punto donde yo les digo, si ustedes no han jugado Persona 4, dejen de ver este Let's Play. Porque si ustedes no jugaron Persona 4 y saber quién es el asesino les va a arruinar toda la historia. Yo me voy a despedir hasta el próximo video. Porque también esto es un punto de inflexión a múltiples finales. Así que, sin más nada, me despido hasta la próxima. Chao, gente de YouTube. See you in...